Hi. Hi. I think the light is it's way too bright. Is it? I don't know. Uh, let's, we'll fix it in post. I'm hoping that if I am really a weapon formed against that university, that I will study until 7 o'clock. But hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kagata'S and I am the decolonizing obsessed girl from South Africa. I think that's what I should call myself from now on. So, it's been a while. It's been a very long while. It's been a while since I've uploaded anything. I've been doing a lot of work on my LinkedIn, doing a lot of writing. That's cool, but YouTube I neglected. I was like, you know what? It's not even that I realized anything. It's just you YouTube requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of effort, and I think the editing is my problem. I know I'm a film student, but if there's one part of being a film student that I hate is the editing. I don't want to be involved in the editing. I don't want to be told about editing. I just hate it. I genuinely hate it. I'd have this amazing vision. But the minute they talk about you have to edit, I just lose interest. I lose interest. But anyway, we're working on that, right? So maybe one day I might come back and be like, hey, I'm a post-production manager. Who knows? You never know. But anyway, so today I was like, okay, what type of video should I come back with? And I thought to myself, there's a lot of topics that I think I need to tackle. And not only that, but just like a life update, life update while tackling problems, or rather not even problems, but topics that I feel like recently they've been rubbing me off the wrong way, and just how people are going about it is just also rubbing me off the wrong ways. And I thought, you know what, nothing will beat a good venting session, right? So welcome to Kagata'S venting session, episode 1. I'd like to call it that. We are venting, so I would like to make this a thing. I think this is like the best regular content I could come up with, which is like I just come here and vent about the news, politics, whatever, personal problems, whatever it is, the things that I think are not only affecting me but could be affecting other people. I'll talk about them, right? Cool. So first things first, let's talk about introduction. Mind you, I wrote everything down because I need to really unpack with you guys today. But
to create them.
Woo! There are so many things. Let me tell you.
First things first, we're going to talk about what has been happening in Kagata'S life. So life has been lifing, and I don't even know, in a good way, in a bad way. I don't know how to even take it, but yeah, life has been life, man. Like, we've just been living and breathing. As long as I wake up and I go, I'm like, oh, okay, I haven't died. That's good. A lot of ups and downs. I think emotionally, just trying to understand where I am in my life and where I want to go. That has been a battle that I've been going through, but yeah, man, life has been lifing in an up and down situation type of way. You get. So first things first, my job as an assistant is gonna come to an end on Thursday. On Thursday, my job as a admin assistant is gonna come to an end on Thursday, and it's not something that I planned or anticipated, but it's something that has to happen. So from Thursday I will no longer be an admin assistant. I don't know what the world will hold for me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where am I gonna go from here. But yeah, man, that is what will be happening. Which then brings me to I'm joking. We'll get into that later. But yes, and then I've also been working as a festival programmer. That has been fun. That has been real fun. I've been enjoying that for the past month. Has been amazing. I wrote an email to Melissa Tando Bongela for an interview, and she replied last Friday. She replied. I was happy about that. I still have not replied to her because I don't know how to act. I think the situation was I wrote the email, right? I wrote the email to her. I structured the email well. I listen. My questions are clear. I structured them. I structured them perfectly, but I did not think she would actually answer me. I thought I was just going to write in this email just as a, for vibes. And I thought my email will just be there resting in her inbox until whenever, I don't know, until when. But I did not actually think she would come back to me, but she did. She actually came back to me. She said she's sorry for taking so long, and she would like to have an interview with me, FaceTime or Zoom interview. She suggested that, and I was like, oh my god, which makes it even worse because I'm like, how the hell are we gonna go about this? Because I am scared. But a friend of mine was like, you know what, Kagata, just do your research, make sure you have everything perfect, and construct everything perfectly, and let your personality do all the job. And I was like, you know what, you're right. I don't have to worry about this. When I wrote the email, I planned for that interview. It was like I'm having an interview with her the next day, which is something that I've learned actually works. So if you do things in a way that it feels like they're actually already happening. So for example, write a film as if it's gonna be aired on, I don't know, Showmax, or it's gonna be on Netflix, or it's gonna be whatever. Write it like that. Write with that thing in your mind that you know what, this thing is gonna make it big. Even if it doesn't make it big, but the mere fact that you wrote it in that manner, it means that you have potential of making it big. So yes, that has been happening. That happened with Melissa Tando. Thank you very much if she ever watches this video. Thank you very much for your answer, and I will make sure that I get back to you when I have calmed my nerves. But what other thing could I say? School, I'm done. I'm done with school for the year. I'm done with school. I got my results. I passed. Thank you. Now we're just waiting for the acceptance letters to come rolling in. The acceptance letters just like come rolling in. Acceptance letters, scholarships, bursaries, they better come rolling in. That's all we're waiting for right now. But yes, so to the topics of the day. I feel like I've covered everything so far about what's happening in my life. But yes, I'm LinkedIn. We are a growing family. We're a very nice growing family on LinkedIn. There's been a lot of appreciation. People are appreciating the content, and I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying LinkedIn more than I thought. I started LinkedIn, and I did not think I would enjoy it this much. I thought after like 2 months I'm gonna give up, but no. Every day I'm thinking of new content to bring through. I'm thinking of what can I share with these people, and I'm really enjoying it. And we're growing family. Recently we hit the 1,000K. What is it? The 1K mark. And now I think we're sitting on 1,060 something followers. So yes, and we are reaching, soon we'll be there in 1,000 connections, because we're on 980 something connections, or 90 something connections, can't remember. But we are a growing family, and I'd like to say thank you so much to everyone that engages with my content, that shares my content, that just appreciate the fact that you see my content and you just show appreciation means a lot to me. So thank you for your appreciation. I appreciate your appreciation.
Yeah. Actually, this year, everything will be possible different. It will be genuine. Last year, the economy, I couldn't feel well. This year, I hope everything is on deliver fresh.
Now, talking about LinkedIn, talking about being an assistant, talking about workplace environment. So I would like to just say I've learned a lot in the past few months as an assistant than I've learned in other years as an assistant. So I think this year it was more of, because I'm older and technically I am more involved in this assistant role than I've been in other years, because other years obviously I had school, I had whatever, so it was not necessarily that every single time I'm there pushing the whole assistant work. I'm not always there. So this year I had more time on my hands, and because I had more time on my hands, it meant I had more work to do, and which meant that I was more exposed to people in the workplace. people in the department. I was more exposed to them. This is what I mean. So what I mean is that this year I'm now being known by people that never even knew my name. So there are people who work there, they're like, oh, okay, this is Kagata. They're used to my face now. So now I've become like I'm not just a student. They know me as that girl in the department. And it doesn't only end at that girl in the department, it ends with Kagata in the department, who is an assistant. Which then brings me to workplace problems. Workplace problems that are personal. I don't know how to call it. I don't know what to even call it. So, for example, my manager would tell me all the time. That Kakata, there are certain areas that you're very strong in. Very strong in writing, you're very strong in this, you're very strong in that, you're very strong in this. You get. She would tell me that. She would update me. She always makes sure she tells me this is what you're good in, this is what you're good at, whatever. You're doing this perfectly, she always makes sure. Right. And then she'd always tell me, Kakata, these are your areas that need improvement. So she would tell me, this area 1, 2, 3, you need to improve on it because it's not working along with your image, it's not working along with what you're striving for, it's not working along with where you want to go. You get. Cool. Now, the whole concept of being an assistant is that you're gonna help someone, right? You're gonna help someone with their workload. I'm going to help you. If you need to print 50,000 copies, I'm going to help you print out 50,000 copies. If you need to write an email that maybe you don't have time to write it and you need it fast, I'm going to do it for you. If you need to run an errand but you can't, I run that errand for you. That's the concept of an assistant. I'm assisting you in making sure that you achieve your goals in whatever role you are doing, right? Great. We understand that. But now, the problem that I think is very personal to me and is one of the conversations me and my manager have spoken about intensely all the time, a lot of times, is the fact that I am not assertive enough. I'm not assertive enough when it comes to making sure that the person who I'm assisting actually carries out their part of the workload. So this is what I mean. For example, if right now my manager tells me, Kahata, today I need to go to Pick and Pay, right? I need to go to Pick and Pay. I need to go I need to go deliver a document at the union building, and then I need to also get the company car washed, and I need to make sure that there's catering for the event tomorrow, right? She tells me this. I'm like, oh, okay, great stuff. I hear you. Now we get to work the next day. She tells me this the night before or the day before, right? I keep them in my diary. I'm like, okay, these are the things that she said we're gonna do. And then fine, we get to the workplace tomorrow. And when we get there, she has other commitments on top of these ones. She has other commitments, so she gets to work before me usually. So when I get to work, I find out that, oh, okay, she's in a meeting with the HOD. After that meeting, I'm thinking she's done with that meeting. No, she has to be on a Zoom meeting with, a faculty member. She has to be on a meeting with that person. And then after that, she has to be, you get what I mean? Exactly. But then now, the problem is that she's busy and she gave me that list. So now what the situation is, what I want to understand is, do I push that whole narrative of, I must tell her or him that, I must tell him that, no, you have to stop what you're doing and focus on the list that you gave me. As much as this list is important, I'm looking at what you are doing. And what you are doing is very important, is equally important. You're having a meeting. You have to attend to these things. And if you don't attend to these things, then it won't make sense. So me being me, I look at, okay, fine, the things that you wrote me on the list, most of these things you have to do them yourself. right? Yes, I can deliver the document. Yes, I can pick up your I can go to Pick and Pay for you, but I can't take the company vehicle to be washed. I can't do this and this. And then this is where they say you have to now push it to the to whoever you're reporting to. You have to tell them that you have to take the car to be washed. You have to do this and this. And I'm like, but you were busy. You were busy. I don't know if I'm making sense. You were busy. And because you were busy, I did not want to take over and now be on some, okay, you have to, you get, like, I don't want to be that person who's now forcing myself or forcing things into your life. And you get, and also it's like, I'm not explaining well, but what I'm saying is, bottom line is that I have been struggling with being assertive and assertive to my superiors. I struggle with being assertive with my superiors because I feel I don't know. I've not been taught workplace etiquette that much, and I've just not been given a great example of it, of like, okay, what it means to be an assistant. I've not been given a great example of like what essentially it means to be an assistant in terms of morally, ethically, personality. I've just not been given that example, right? The only thing I know how to do is to, okay, type out that email, do that Excel sheet, do whatever. I know those things. I know those things. Run and do this. Go and write the minutes. Do this and this and I know how to do those. But what I don't know how to do is be assertive to my superiors. So when I say that, I mean tell my superior that, oh no, you can't be in a meeting right now because you have to go and wash the car. You can't be in that whatever because you have to go and do whatever. You can't go to lunch because you can't go to lunch. Why? Because you have to have a meeting about with the caterers for tomorrow. You can't go to lunch. And the thing is, they want to go to lunch. Who am I? I don't know. You get what I mean? I ask myself, who am I to tell you not to go to lunch? Because essentially, I believe that you know you have to do these things. So when you decide to do other certain things, you know that, okay, I need to do those things that I sent to Kagata last night, but I also want to do these things. So I'm guessing in your mind, you already know that, okay, I do have other things to do, but I also want to do this thing. You get, I just feel like maybe there has to be like a crash course or something. There has to be like a crash course or something. There has to be like a crash course or something about like what exactly it means to be an assistant and how far can I take the whole, yay, don't do that, do this, yay, don't do that, do this, yay. How far can I take that with my superiors? It's been a roller coaster of emotions being exposed to the whole corporate workplace situation. I don't know what to call it. It's been a very rough ride for me because it's like every single day I seem to do a lot of wrong more than right. And the thing about me is that if I start doing wrong things and we dwell on my wrongdoings, I'm going to keep doing it. It's just going to start happening. So, for example, tardiness. For me, tardiness is like, tell me once that, Kagata, you are late. Why were you late? 1, 2, 3, 3. You understand? Don't be late again. But if you make it a point of my personality that, okay, Kagata, you were late, or like you make it a point of my personality that, okay, Kagata, you're always late, and it's like I was late once, it's gonna happen naturally. I don't know how, but for some reason I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and for an 8 o'clock meeting and I'll find myself late. It just happens. It's like my mind just starts internalizing what you're saying to me and starts internalizing how you see me, and it's like I just end up saying, oh, you know, I'm always late. You always say I'm always late, so why not? You get out. It just becomes like that for me. And it's like, for me, don't dwell on what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me what I'm doing right, and let me use my rights to right my wrongs. So tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me that, okay, Kagata, the way you wrote that email was amazing. And also, it's a thing of appreciating my work goes a long way. I really want people who appreciate what I do, people who understand what I do, people who don't, they don't I want people who appreciate the work that the amount of effort I've put into something, right? The amount of effort I put into something. I know I probably made a mistake because I'm not professional yet. I'm still entry level. I'm learning. Okay, this is like an internship. I am here to learn. Take me as someone who has and I don't. I literally got thrown into the administration role in just out of the blue. You get it, just happened that I fell into it. It didn't happen like, oh, I was ready for it. I did not study administration. I am a film student. What I know is production. I know directing, screenwriting. Those are the things that I know. But now administration, I literally ended into it like 3 years ago. And it's like, even though I did it like for 3 years straight, and this year is like the fourth year counting, I still have a lot of areas of improvement because I was not doing it fully professionally and all the time. I was not. I was probably doing administration twice a month or whatever. It was not always like every single day. You get, it's not my profession. And now I do things and it's like you don't appreciate the type of effort as an entry level person that I'm putting into it, then it's like, when you give me a task to do and I do it and I think, wow, I've done a great job. And you come and look at it and you're like, I get it, but let someone else tighten it up. I'm like, okay, so why did I spend the past 5 hours working on it if you're gonna have someone else tighten it up? Why don't you ask me who worked on it to tighten it up? You could ask me. I could tighten it up. You could tell me what you want and I'll do it. But instead, you're gonna now give my whole work that I spent the past 5 hours doing to someone else. Does it make sense? Is it fair? It's not fair. It's really not fair. Because I'm like, you could have just told me not to do it. You could have just been like, Kagata, I know you're not going to do it well. Let me let someone else do it. And I would have been like, sure, no problem. But now you've let me indulge myself into this work and I put my whole 5 hours into this work when I could have been doing other tasks that you have given me. I could have been doing other tasks that you have been giving me. But instead, I focused on this task. And what you come back to me is, let someone else tighten it up. You see, it's unfair. It's really unfair. But you know what? We laugh and learn, right? We laugh and learn. Which then brings me to mental health. My mental health, because of work, has been going crazy. My mental health because of work has been going crazy because I do not even understand I don't even understand what exactly am I supposed to feel about the whole hustle culture, the whole workplace etiquette, I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm told I need to be proactive. I need to basically hold my superior as an egg. So the boss, he needs to be an egg in my hands. And I need to make sure that this egg survives rains, survives tornadoes, it's surviving heat and whatever. And for me in my head, I was like, okay, yes, I'm your assistant, whatever. But I believe that I'm here to help you. So we're here to hold hands. I'm here to hold your hand. I'm here to hold your hand and be like, I'm with you. We're going to do this together. Not that now I need to tell you how to do your job or do your job for you, or I don't even know. Like, I did not think it was going to be like that. But it seems like it's like that. And I'm like, do I want to be an assistant? I don't think I like the whole assistant idea. I don't like it. I don't like the whole assistant idea because it kind of makes the people that you're working for forget what they're supposed to be doing. And then it becomes your fault because you did not push them enough to do their job, which is like, okay, all right. But with all of that said, I'd like to just say it has built character. It has built character. I'm not even saying that these things are like bad. I'm not even saying they're bad. it builds character. I want to tell you something. It builds character. I've learned to grow a thick skin. If this was me last year, I'd be crying right now. But yeah, man, when every time me and my manager, we have a conversation, it's like she I know she says it from a place of love. It's just I think of it in like, what if it's not her? You get, like, if it was not her, if I feel like, because it's her and I'm used to her, and when she talks to me I know that it's coming from a place of love, but then I'm thinking of my future, I'm thinking of in other workplaces, how is it going to be? I mean, other workplaces, they're not going to be as nice to me as she is. She says it with love. She does not say it with menace or with anything or malicious intent. No, she says it with love. That, okay, Kagata, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, you get. But I'm just thinking of, would I want to work in another environment as an assistant with someone that I don't know, and then they're going to be talking to me crazy and whatever? I don't want that. I genuinely don't want. I won't be able to take it. I will not be able to take it. But unfortunately, that's the life we choose to live, right? Because I actually do want to work in a very structured workplace. I think the whole idea of being an artist, I'm an artist that would love to be confined a little bit. Yes, I'm an artist that loves structure. They say artists don't love structure. I actually love structure. I love structure. So yeah, man, it's just I've been going through a lot of emotions when it comes to workplace. I'm growing. It's teaching me a lot. I think I have learned a lot from my production manager alone. I have learned so much. This lady does not understand the amount of wisdom she's given me, the amount of tools she's given me, how to deal with people. I think the one that she's taught me the most is how to deal with people. I think I've learned. I'm a very quiet person, and you could easily walk all over me if you had a chance. If you had a chance and you clocked me quickly, you would easily walk all over me. And I think what I love is that she has taught me how to deal with that, because she's also a very, she's not passive, she's not aggressive, she's somewhere in between all three. She's somewhere in between passive, assertive, and aggressive. But her assertiveness, and I think we had a conversation with her, me and her had a conversation, and I was just telling her that she asked me what I think, and I was like, honestly, I feel like your assertiveness is very low, which is true. And it's like, she manages to balance them all out. She thinks it's wrong, but she thinks she needs to improve on it. But I feel like it's commendable, and it's a great trait to have, where you can balance between passive, assertive, and aggressive. This is why I say that when you are passive, when you act on the passiveness, but you still have your aggression and your assertiveness, you can see who is trying to walk over you. Because when you're passive, people will try to walk over you. And then the minute you clock that, okay, this person wants to walk over me, then you can now act aggressive or assertive in front of them. You get? So I think she has taught me a lot in terms of balancing that, and in terms of just career-wise and what I want to do. I think I look up to her when it comes to career. And coming to Wits University, she was the first person that I looked at her job and I was like, I want this job. I'd actually want to work. I want to work what she does. I want to do whatever she's doing. I want to do it. I didn't even know what it was exactly, but what she did, I want to do it. And yeah, man, I'm happy that she had a hand in mentoring me and shaping me, and you know what, it's been amazing, and I love her so much.
I feel happy, I feel grateful, and I feel fulfilled. I'm happy because I never expected it, but God gave it to me. I'm grateful to Him.
We're circling back to mental health. You see how these things can actually, rock up with your mind. So we're circling back to mental health, and the idea that I've gotten. The idea that I've gotten lately is that a lot of people are using depression as an scapegoat. So people are using depression as a way to escape the truth. So for example, I would say, I'm so depressed. But actually I'm just broke, okay? I'm just broke because tomorrow I'm going to get 1,000 rand and then I forgot that I was depressed. I forgot how I'm now happy. I'm now okay. I don't care about anything else. You get? So that's just the situation. I feel like a lot of people today use depression and mental health issues as an scapegoat. Like they use it to just escape their realities, to actually escape the root of their problem, to escape what exactly is going on. You get? But then there's a thin line, because depression does not have to be clinical, does not have to be chronic, it does not have to be life-threatening. Depression could literally just be the fact that you have been stuck in your bed rotting for a whole week. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't have a job, not because you don't have commitments or whatever. No, because you just lost interest to be outside. That sense of, I don't want people, I don't want to talk to anyone. You just wallowed in you're not even crying. You're not crying. You're very nonchalant. You're just in your bed rotting for a whole week. You're not doing your hair. You are literally just rotting. That is depression. Depression is the minute you just don't want to be around people. And it's not because you want a breather, you want to go on a vacation, no, you don't want to go on a vacation. You don't want, in fact, you keep having ideas of running away. That is also depression. I was lucky enough to clock my depression very quickly. That, okay, Kagata, this is not normal. You not wanting to talk to people, you disappearing on people, that is not normal. That is giving depression. You get. So now, since we've talked about that, I feel like I've included everyone. So the reason why I gave that whole definition, and just, I just wanted to make you guys understand that when we talk about mental health, we're not talking about only a certain type of people. We're not talking about that one person. No, we're not talking about, because a lot of people till today, which is crazy, when you talk about mental health problems, they act like they're not involved. I'm like, guys, each and every person in any type of way, in some way or another, is actually suffering from mental health problems. It could be very small, could be big, it could be the smallest, doesn't matter, but in some way we are all suffering from mental health problems. Which then brings me to a very interesting person. Very, very interesting person that has somehow, I don't know how this has happened. I don't know how. I think I overthink way too much, because this person has literally taken over my life. They have taken over my whole thinking capacity. And I hope I say his name right. Hopefully I really pronounce his name correctly. His name is Joseph. Ukuntakinte. He's on Instagram. I don't know if you know him. Anyone that knows this guy, I follow him on Instagram. So, Joseph, that's how we're going to refer to him, because I'm not very good with his name. But Joseph is a Ghanaian born citizen who is currently living in, well, is he still living there? I feel like there's always something with this guy. There's always something with this man. But
child. Anyway, so
yes. So, guy. Joseph is a Ghanaian-born man that lives in the Netherlands. He's an immigrant. Topic of Joseph, ne? So Joseph, I discovered Joseph when? I think earlier this year. I discovered Joseph earlier this year. And I was literally on Instagram just scrolling through the reels and whatever, and I got his reel. And it was the reel when he was talking about how he's gonna have, what is it called? I want the correct word for this. Okay? I don't want to, so he is trying to legally euthanize himself. So legally, what is it? I want to say in a way that, but legally end his life, unalive himself. So legally end and unalive himself. So Joseph, I discovered him through that reel, and he was just talking about it, that, life has been so hard. Mental health has been the pits, his mental health is, you understand, it's going down the drain, you get. And he is gonna, unalive himself. I'm trying to say as many perfect words so that YouTube doesn't take this off. But now the chat is with this whole thing is that he started a project around his whole situation of I'm gonna unalive myself. And the reason why I think we should it's been bothering, I think the reason why actually, yes, I have thought about it before, but like it has been on my mind for the past month. He has literally infiltrated my life on a very high level. You'd swear I know him personally, and I don't, but I'm telling you. And I think it's because his date of euthanasia, his date where he was supposed to unalive himself, is the 31st of July 2025, which is in 2 days. So now my chat is, right? And another reason why it has also been on my mind is because he has changed his mind. He has changed his mind. He's no longer doing it. He's no longer doing it, and it's because he found love. So now, okay, I feel like I'm going around, I'm going there and there. Let me explain it. Sharp. So this is what's going on. Joseph started a whole project around his whole unaliving situation, and the project is called the Last Supper. The project is called the Last Supper, where he has, and I think that is why I followed him. I was like, oh my word, that is such a beautiful thing. So he has the Last Supper, Last Supper project. He has supper with anyone in the world. You could just, sup with anyone in the world, and then these people, which is where this is going, these people, they invite him over for supper, and they pay for his transportation, and they even give him gifts. Could be money, could be whatever, anything sentimental, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then he says anything sentimental. So if maybe I buy him a book when he comes to supper at my house, he'll take that book, and he'll take that book and take it to I think it's a Stanford student, yes, Stanford student, who is, yes, but it's a student where the student is basically curating archiving everything. So the student is just working on archiving everything about this man's life. You get, and this is like this is a type of archival, archiving this man's life. Cool. So, and at first I was like, wow, okay, what, I sympathize with him, because honestly speaking, guys, I know suicide, unaliving yourself, it's quite unaliving yourself is a subject that is called taboo, and it's not just in African countries, it's all over the world. If you say you're unaliving yourself, people are gonna die, they're gonna perish. So it's a topic that many don't, they're like, no, don't do it, because life has a lot to offer you, a lot of people love you, hey, all that, the mountains will move. Like, everyone always has a reason of why not to do it. You get it? They always have a reason of why not to do it. But I always think of it when it comes to things like mental health, guys, you're not there. If I tell you that I am going through a lot, okay, you might tell me, oh, it's going to be fine. Don't worry, you're going to be okay, whatever. You might tell me all of those things. But the truth is, when I am alone in the dark at 3 a.m. in the morning, on my bed, crying my eyes out in pain, you are at your house, peacefully sleeping, without a care in the world. You are not sitting with, even if you come and sit with me on the bed, the pain that I'm going through, you are not going through it. And you'll probably never understand the level of the pain that I'm going through. The pain of not being able to control your emotions because I have bipolar. The pain of not being able to understand my emotions because I have depression. The pain of not being able to understand my emotions because I have high chronic anxiety. You will never understand those things until you go through them. And this is why I sympathized with him. Because I was like, I get it. I genuinely, I'm not going to judge you if you decide that, you know what, this life has been nice, but I'm ending it here. I'm not going to judge you. I'm genuinely not going to judge you. Because at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, I think we're all planned in some way. Our deaths are planned. How we're going to die is already planned. And if that's how you're going to die, it means that's how you were going to die. Everything is already planned already. So if you decide to do it, that's how it was gonna happen. You're not gonna get hit by a car. You were gonna unalive yourself, essentially. You were not gonna escape it. That's your fate. With that being said, he has decided not to do it. And I thought it was a rumor, but it's true that he's not gonna do it anymore because he fell in love. Now, my chat is, I've been seeing a lot of YouTubes, I've been seeing a lot of TikToks, even on Instagram, the comments, people are saying that he is a scam artist. He is scamming people. Because, I mean, the more I think about it, the more it becomes scam. And this is where I'm like, yes, I can sympathize with you. Yes, I can say, oh, you're going through a lot. But at the end of the day,
So that's suspicious.
when something is fishy, it's fishy. I do believe that he has mental health issues. I do believe that he has mental health issues. I do believe that he's going through a lot. I do believe that, you know, he went through a lot. But then also, you know, he speaks of his childhood as very hectic, and a lot of people have come out and say no, he was fine, he went to good schools and whatever, because his family is known to be very rich in Ghana. They're very rich, influential, rather, let me not say rich, but influential family in Ghana. He went to the best schools. He even sang for George Bush. When George Bush went to his school to visit his school in Ghana, and he sang for him. And then his reason is that the reason why he went to the Netherlands is because now he had I don't know if he's still he's not homeless anymore, but he used to be homeless in the Netherlands. But the reason why he left Ghana is because his family did not want to accept him as a queer man. So his family was like, you know, we don't want to accept you as a queer man, and he left Ghana. But also there are rumors that he might have left Ghana because he scammed people. Because as I'm seeing here, and this is what I've been hearing a lot, is that he used to be part of he used to be part of the music industry. He used to sing and whatever, and so he handled a lot of artists and this and that and this and that, and in some way or another he scammed these people. And that is one of the people say, not me, people say that is the reasons why he left Ghana, to run away from the people that he has scammed. The other day I watched a YouTube video where this girl was talking about him, and someone in the comments was like, yes, I'm one of those artists that he scammed. So now you see, you know when they say when you sympathize with someone, we forget that this person is a human being. This person has flaws. We forget. And it's like, in my head, I was like, oh, Aram Skepsel. Oh, man, love, you're going through it. But also at the same time, it's like, you're going through it, but you're also kind of making people go through it. Which I don't know how to feel about it. Because I'm like, when you're going through something, guys, and you know, a lot of people have also come forward and they say, people with bipolar syndrome, people with bipolar syndrome tend to be very irrational. They tend to be very, it's like we're doing it. They do things without thinking. And it's like they just start doing something and then it happens and they don't care how it's going to affect anyone or what's the consequences. Only later, that's when they're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Which I get. It could be even because of his illness that he's acting in this way. Because, guys, let's be honest. He is a man with bipolar. He is suffering from, and I'm not saying let's dehumanize him. We're not dehumanizing him. This is him being human being. A human being is supposed to feel, and this is him being a human being. And we're not dehumanizing him in any way. Rather, what we're saying is, We need to look at the fact that he is a man living with a certain mental health issue. And obviously, a lot of things that he's gonna do are gonna seem irrational. They're gonna seem sus. They're gonna seem weird. They're just gonna seem like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's gonna hurt people that he doesn't intend to hurt. He's gonna do things that he doesn't intend to do. It's just that as people, it's like if you have someone who's sick in the family who has a mental health issue like schizophrenia and whatever, you must, as a family that loves that person, you try to make sure that they don't hurt themselves, you try to do that. So I think what he lacks is a community of people that actually are like, Joseph, we don't do that. Joseph, don't do that. Even if they don't tell him not to do it, but rather they make sure that they create a space where he does not do these things that might essentially hurt his image or hurt other people. Recently, he had dinner with SZA, the famous artist SZA, and yeah, people are like, wow, even SZA fell for it. Because honestly speaking, someone was like, this man could go down in history. This man could either, go down in history as, the man that really ducked himself legally and lived a very fruitful life, lived his last days very fruitfully, or his life could become one of the best Netflix series we've ever watched. I'm telling you. And I realized that it dawned to me that I lost hope in him. And at some point, his content had become a bit depressing, especially if I'm going through a lot and I see his content. I'm like, ooh. Because his content is very heavy. His content is heavy on another level. You don't want to watch it on an empty stomach. It's very heavy. So, with that all being said,
But I'm asking you, you wake up early in the morning, you get yourself dead. How can you feel? You wake early up in the morning, you get yourself, you are dead. How can you feel?
Still follow this guy? Why do I actually still follow this guy? And the truth is, the reason why I'm still following this guy, so it's not even religiously. And as I said, his content is pretty heavy. It's not that I follow him religiously. It's just that he will be on my feed. There's no way that I'm gonna scroll through my feed any day and he's not on my feed. He is gonna be on my feed, and the reason why is because the filmmaker in me tells me that one day this story is gonna be one of the greatest Netflix series ever written. And you know what? I am literally just going with my filmmaker's heart because I want to see how it ends. Because I need to see how well my script is going to be. I need to know how am I going to write my script about this guy. Because this is a very interesting story. This could literally become one of the greatest men to scam humanities. Not humanities, I'm sorry. This could go down in history. Well, Joseph might just go down in history as the guy who scammed the whole world. He scammed the whole human race. He scammed millions, probably billions of people. He scammed all of us. It could be possible. I sympathize with him. I do think his mental health issues are real. But the way he's going about things, he is making money out of this thing. And now the charities that he's talking about, how the money that he makes from the Last Suppers he gives to the charities do not receive this money. So now when I say money is that this Last Supper, you actually have to pay for it. So basically all he has to do is show up and be cute. So basically when I say I want Joseph at my house to come and eat a traditional South African meal with me, I have to pay not only his transportation, but I must also pay for his ticket. I mean, not his ticket, I'm sorry. Yes, I must buy a ticket to see him. So he has tickets. And his tickets are not just, a few change and what. Huh? They're not. His tickets are pretty steep. You know, they're actually very expensive. Like he literally, and he lives a very I'm sorry for but I was looking for like the tickets, the how much the tickets are, but he lives a very I don't want to say lavish life, but he lives, I don't know if maybe because I've also never been to the Netherlands, so I don't know, maybe that's the average life of a below the economy line Netherlands person, I don't know, but he lives a very comfortable life. He's eating food that doesn't, you don't see him randomly eating McDonald's because it's cheap. No. Or him making a meal that's cheap, like eating cereal or just making eggs and bread. You don't see him do those things. You don't see him do that. He's eating pasta that's, you know, black pasta. He's eating black pasta that's, you know, he's eating things that you've never seen before. You're like, wow, this should be in not even a restaurant. You know those high paying restaurants, like those restaurants that you'll go there just for the vibes, just for the feel of it, not because the food is nice necessarily. Yes, the food might be good, but it's like you would much rather spend your 100 rand on KFC than to go and eat there. But because you're going there for experience, you know, it's an experience of a one. It's like those restaurants where you only go once in your life. You literally go like, I'm gonna go once in my life, and you're like, you will talk about the experience again, but you'll never have the idea of going back because it was like, why am I spending so much money? He eats at those type of places. And on top of that, the charities that he says he gave money to, they say they never received money. Yeah. But anyway, they say we listen and we don't judge. I don't judge. I'm not judging his life choices. I'm not judging. I sympathize with his mental health issues. I'm not judging his life choices. I'm just thinking that, you know what, there's way too many things that have happened. I get that someone can go through a lot. I know people who just can't catch a break. And it seems like he's one of those people. This man is always going through something. But most of the situations that he goes through, he kind of puts himself in those situations. Which again makes me wonder, are you doing this to just build the whole sympathy line, you know? Like, why would you recently, one that I can't wrap my brain around it, is that he went to Poland. So he met this guy and he fell in love with him, and he decided that he's going to meet him in Poland. He's going to go see him in Poland, which I don't understand, because I'm like, why did your man not come to you? Because your man is a full Poland citizen. He's legal. You are illegal. You are not supposed to be here. Why did he not come to you? The money that you used to go there, you could have used it to come. You could have used it to make him come to you. You guys would have enjoyed yourself. But then he went to Poland. They decided to get engaged, and when he was coming back, the Polish border patrol caught him. They caught him. How that situation turned out, it was also very funny because it happened too quick. It was like they caught him, they took his phone away, they gave him phone privileges the next 30 minutes, and then after 30 minutes, he was back in the Netherlands. I'm like, if I got caught by the border patrol or the border police, I don't think I would have the same experience. I'll probably be there in detention for some time. And I'll probably not have access to my phone except for that one phone call that they talk about. But again, we listen and we don't judge. Joseph, you have been a thorn in my hiney. You've been a thorn in my life. Because I've just been trying to, the thing, I think another issue is that apart from the fact that I want to see how this all ends up, is because I just feel like I've been played. I feel like I've been played And it's like, okay, I'm glad that you came back on your decision. I'm glad. I know this is gonna sound so bad, but I'm glad that you came back on your decision. But I thought you're gonna die. I thought by now we'll be like, oh, we're so sorry. You get. I thought that is what is gonna be happening, but apparently that is not what's happening right now. So, yeah. Oh, Joseph, you've tricked us all, because now he says he's in love. He says he's in love. Huh? He's engaged, so he's not gonna die. So now I guess, I don't know, I'll give him a year. I feel like at the end of the year, I'll come back and tell you I've unfollowed this man and he's out of my life. But I think for now, I just want to understand. I feel like because the 31st of July was a date that I was like, oh my God, it's happening. But now it's no longer happening. He even got the go ahead for it to happen. You went through so much trouble to unalive yourself. And then all of a sudden, no more. Oh, but hey, I'm happy he has found peace. He has found harmony. He has found love. Love is a beautiful thing. So well done to him. Kudos to him. And unfortunately, I shall deal with my emotions in my way. It's whatever. Guys, I think I've rambled on for way too long. I've rambled on for way too long about Joseph. Okay? Joseph. I've literally talked about him this whole video. Crazy stuff. But you know what, nah? But then what if they break up? Yeah, what if they break up? Because it's possible. They might break up. They might break up. And then what? Are we going back to unaliving ourselves? Or will he have given you purpose? How are we going to navigate that whole thing? I think the main essence of this video, of me making this video today, is not only to vent, but it's like just to show you that, you know what, I don't even know. Just to show you that we don't have all the answers. We don't have all the answers, eh? We really do not all have the answers. You might think the answer is to unalive yourself, but maybe the answer is not to unalive yourself. The answer maybe is to answer that guy in the DMs. Maybe that is the answer that's supposed to be happening. Because, yeah, Joseph went through it, hey? Joseph went through it. Which then brings me to the idea of heartbreak. I'm like, heartbreak is such an interesting concept, because I'm actually thinking about it. I'm like, what if they break up? I mean, God forbid. I mean, knock on wood. But what if they actually break up? This is actually porcelain. Whatever this is. This is graph. Doesn't matter. But knock on something. Knock on wood. If they break up, then it's gonna be a whole situation. Because what do you mean we spend so much time? We spend so much time indulging with you, and then I don't think he can run this thing again. Which then brings me to the whole conversation of, are we now ending the Last Supper? Because he has to end it. He has to end the Last Supper. It doesn't make sense for him to keep doing it. Why are we still doing the Last Supper? We can't keep doing the Last Supper.